that's how it went. I had legitimate fears and ooginess. I felt the fear and I did it anyway. And so just listen, if you are like me, if you have been feeling oogie or resistant, or if you've just been dragging your feet about whether or not you're going to get the vaccine, I get it. You are not a jerk or some sort of fool or some conspiracy theorist for feeling that way. Lots of us have lots of reasons to feel reluctant or even scared, or to try to hope this is all going to blow over for everybody and we won't ever have to personally get the shot ourselves. I am right there with you. I totally get it. But here's the thing. Here's the thing that I feel like I have total clarity about now, having done it. It's not for you. You are not doing this for yourself. If you are at all like me, your own health, your own risk is not a big rational driver of all of your actions. Maybe you feel fatalistic, oh, if I get COVID, I get it. Maybe you feel like your odds are good, that you almost certainly won't get a bad case if you do get COVID. Fair enough. If that's how you feel about your own COVID risk and you're weighing that kind of distant, not that concerning risk to yourself against all the very present ways you feel bad and worried about the vaccine, then, you're maybe thinking the vaccine feels like the more present danger. It feels like the more dangerous, the more onerous worry. I get it. I understand that balance. But you are not getting the vaccine for you, even if you don't care that much if you yourself are going to get COVID. I know you should care, but a lot of us don't, right? A lot of us aren't wired that way. We're risk tolerant in terms of ourselves. Even if you don't care that strongly about whether you yourself are going to get COVID, or it's a risk that you feel like you're willing to take, or you can't do anything about it, you feel fatalistic about it. What you do care about, what will move you, what does tip the scales decisively in favor of you going and getting that shot that you really don't want, is this. It's that you really do not want to be the person who gets it and then spreads it to other people, regardless of how you feel about the risk of getting it yourself. I mean, God forbid, if you don't get vaccinated because of whatever's driving your reluctance, I don't care. I understand. It's all reasonable stuff in many cases. But God forbid, if you don't get vaccinated and then you get COVID and you unknowingly spread it to other people who you know or who you encounter, and those people get sick from it or die from it. Those people give it to their family members, and then their mom or their dad dies from it because of you. Because you wouldn't get vaccinated. I mean, God forbid. I mean, could you live with yourself in that circumstance? If you had the choice to get vaccinated and you decided, nah, I'm scared, and then that decision cost somebody else that you know their life because they got it from you. It's not for you. I mean, if you get vaccinated, your risk of getting really sick or dying from COVID yourself, that risk drops to basically zero. And that's true with all the vaccines. But what is more important to me in the way that I'm wired, and what may be more important to you, is that if you get vaccinated, your chance of ever spreading the infection to somebody else just drops off a cliff. If you get vaccinated, yeah, you saved yourself. I know you don't care. More importantly, you have saved everybody else, because now you're like 90% less likely to get infected and to be able to transmit it to anyone else. So even if you don't want to, get your vaccine so you don't ever kill anybody with COVID. Yes, it will protect you, but honestly, it's not for you. It's so you don't kill other people. It's so you don't spread it to other people. Because how could you live with yourself if you knew that you had done that? I mean, are you scared of getting the shot? Me too. Get a shot. Is your fear of the shot really more scary to you than the prospect that you are going to be a vector spreading a fatal virus to people around you? If you don't get that shot, just get it. Maybe you've told yourself you're playing it safe. You just want to wait and see since this is a new vaccine. No. 114 million Americans, nearly half the adult population in this country, has had a vaccine shot already. 114 million of us have had it. The number of people who have died from getting the shot is zero. Whereas the number of people who have died from getting COVID in this country is now approaching 560,000. So if you have been telling yourself this story that you're playing it safe, that you're not getting the vaccine because the vaccine is a relatively new thing, so you're playing it safe and not getting the vaccine, think about it. If there are two paths, and at the end of one path there are 0 deaths, and at the end of the other path there are more than 500,000 deaths, which one's the safer path? It is okay to feel reluctant or oogie or scared and not want to get it. That is nothing to be ashamed of. But feel the fear and do it anyway. Get it. Because most of all, it is not for you. It is to keep you from getting it and then spreading it. Seriously. If I can get it and like have such an emotional release from the fear and anxiety and relief and gratitude about it that I can cry through it like a baby in front of lots and lots of other people, including lots of people in uniform, if I can do it, you can do it. I do not recommend this angle for your selfie, nor do I recommend wearing a hat with a binder clip on the brim. But you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. So I will not talk of this again. But there you have it. We're going to be talking later on this hour about whether they might start surging more vaccines into places that are having tons of new cases.